Good afternoon, everyone. Here at Speed Gaming 5, and welcome to another exciting Super Metroid Randomizer League race. This is week 3. We've got some crazy settings and a very good race, I'm hoping here. This race will feature Glove of I Only Know How to Super Jump versus King of the Hill on the Odd Trio. My name's DJ Webb. I'm going to be bringing you some commentary on this match as well as doing some tracking. So if I am missing some things or slow to get things tracked, I apologize, but we wanted to bring you as many races as possible today, so we will be having lots of fun here together. I only know our super jump currently is 3-2 on the season. The odd trio with 1 win, and I believe that puts them at 4 losses. So King of the Hill looking to turn the fate of his team, and Glove, she's a very experienced veteran, and I happen to know loves these settings in particular. So this is going to be an interesting race. I'll talk a little bit about the modes here for you. We have major minor item split, a full area randomization, and a boss shuffle. For major minor, we will have major items, which are the unique items on our tracker, plus X-ray and grapple, along with E-tanks and reserves, all shuffled in one pool amongst each other. There is one exception to that on the map. Wreck Shipwright Super is switched with High Jump E-Tank. And the other locations are our minor locations where we'll find missiles, super missiles, and power bombs. That means for our runners that there are more likely, you're going to find your progression as soon as you have one of every ammo. You're going to find those at very specific locations. Makes it so we're not running all around the map and checking every single possible location. As far as the full area split is concerned, we have 32 portals scattered around the map. For the most part, they're taking you from, big areas of the map to the other. Right now, we're in Crateria. There are 5 portals here. One of those, we can check if we get power bombs down here behind Morph Ball. The others are up at the top in Crateria, but if we don't get those, it'll be a little while before we see one. As you saw, we started with the E-Tank. We've got a Morph Ball here in the ceiling. Good job getting the D-boost for both players. And then we're going to have to see what minor items the game decides to give us. So we do get a missile and a power bomb pack that will, as I said earlier, allow them to check one more area transition here on the left side. If it goes somewhere we like, we might continue. If it doesn't, then we will see what we have up at the top of the planets. King of the Hill deciding not to check this transition and the minor item. The minor item, obviously, with it being a super missile, is a bigger deal because you definitely want to find those supers as soon as you can. Thank you to some very astute viewers in the chat. Baja Bud now joining me on the tracking so I can do a little bit more focus on commentary. Very much appreciate that. As you see, we found one of the more interesting things that you could see here at the Blueprint portal check. Crocomire is a dead end, so there's no other door down here. Glove is going to have to exit the way she came. However, as you can see, we have 5 max supers, 5 max missiles, so you do have to do some farm strats to get the Crocomire dead. And then, 2 majors. One of them is very difficult to check unless you get something over there that gets you out. Even an E-Tank 2 is tough. And then the grapple beam item, you are going to have to do a green gate glitch, but that is in logic in our randomizer league settings. King of the Hill does get a super missile up here at 230, so not going to be punished for the lack of minor check, but this could be a huge turning point. There's a chance that there's nothing here and Glove is going to be spending all of this time and maybe even only checking. Well, I have a strong suspicion that she will at least see the Crocomire E-Tank item, but this could be a long waste of time. And King of the Hill, being that this is such an isolated check, may never do Croc. But yeah, some interesting divergence here very early on in the seed. And a space jump at BT. That's a great movement item. The longer you have space jump, the better it is for you. It's makes a lot of rooms a lot easier, especially some of those in Norfair. So that is definitely an item you want to see. Did get a pretty quick Crocomire kill on Glove's side, considering the current ammo situation she was in. I do like well, I don't know. I think you're keeping this major down here no matter what, especially without a save. So not doing any of the other minor checks thus far, but the deboost to the power bomb location is non-trivial. And another major over there on King of the Hillside with that spring ball. So E-tanks not as plentiful early as sometimes they are. Glove does find one here in the grapple beam location, but some nice movement early on. You definitely like to see space jump and spring ball. Those are the two items I like to look for as far as momentum conservation in this game. Obviously, once you jump, you keep your momentum until you land. There are two ways to avoid that. Either with the space jump, you don't land if you keep jumping, or you can do a mock ball. The spring ball allows you to mock ball and then again jump. So you can keep momentum for quite a long time with those two items together. Yeah, save here, definitely advised. We've got a check over here that was the top of Red Tower went to I think that was the back of Lower Norfair. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens over here at the Crocomire E-tank location. High jump boots. So those two finds for Glove here in the Crocomire location, I'm gonna say that is that's probably gonna be an advantage. A save will make it so that hit was not too costly, but you definitely wanted to survive that. Great job, Glove. And yeah, being that we're going to get both space and spring ball very quickly, those are gonna be some very, very nice movement accessories for what is essentially the whole seed for Glove. So yeah, that Crocomire play, I think a lot of runners in that situation check that portal C Croc, he still might not even do it. So that's a huge play on Glove's side that's gonna put her in a fantastic position for this whole race. King of the Hill, on the other hand, obviously moving through the map well and finding some things that you wanted to find. Here we are in Upper Norfair. This is the good side when you're low on health and Novaria. Unfortunately, I didn't quite see where this was, but I'm sure Glove's going to show it to us soon. Question in chat about major, minor. Yes, so major items include E-tanks, reserve tanks, and the items you see on the tracker, plus the HUD majors. Those are all shuffled in one pool. They're going to be at the same locations they would be in the vanilla game with one exception. And then the minors are also shuffled in a different pool amongst each other. So if you go to an E-tank, if you go to a location in the vanilla game that's going to be an E-tank, bombs, morph ball, etc., those are going to be your major items, and then the other pool is missiles, supers, and power bombs. So we had a charge beam pickup at high jump for King of the Hill. Charge beam definitely one of the most impactful majors, especially early on in the game. You do not need to collect as many minors as you may if you don't find that charge beam, but you also, once you find charge beam, you also want to find another beam upgrade to make it more powerful. Just the 60 damage charge beam as it stands on its own is not very powerful, and a Varia suit. This has the makings of potentially a very, very quick seed with only one tank. This was I want to say you can get in and out with 199 energy, but it's tight. But Various suit obviously makes getting out trivial because you are not taking heat damage any longer. So now it's a question of just how much that high jump is going to save Glove. I believe I'm a little bit more familiar with Glove's play than King of the Hill. I believe she probably has the vanilla movement advantage over King of the Hill, And high jump adds to that movement advantage because the game is just infinitely more comfortable and better to navigate once you have those boots. So that's definitely going to make up a lot of that time. But she spent quite a bit of time in Crocomire, and like I said, King of the Hill never has to check that portal unless we do some unless some Sulis Meridia is required. But we're not even looking at that. I'm not sure we've seen a Meridia portal, frankly. So we are hopeful to you know, keep the pedal to the metal on this seed and keep going forward. And yeah, there's that space jump making some rooms easier. Norfair I was talking about earlier. This that Rising Tides room is very, very good, and Glove is going a completely different way as we find a vanilla transition from Criteria to Green Brinstar. As with many area seeds, especially when you don't get locked out of supers and power bombs early in the seed, and you can take, you know, one of potentially 5 portals in Criteria, the divergence is very, very easy to get, you know, quite wide in some places. So we're gonna be seeing, you know, all kinds of different places on the map. You got a plasma beam over here on the left and a bombs over here on the right. I think once that charge beam is found, which it will be hard for Glove to avoid, that's going to be a very, very welcome sight. And bombs, especially when you only have 5 power bombs, is also very nice to find. You have to worry less about your power bomb, you know, management, and you're not going to get stuck anywhere, like Lord Norfair, for example, going down towards Ridley. Glove, on the other hand, at 15 power bombs, so while those bombs will be nice, they'll be much less necessary in a lot of circumstances. This Green Brinstar area, very notable for having 5 total majors, 4 of them always accessible. It's very safe. There's no heated damage, no water physics to travel through, and gives you lots of quick majors and minors, you know, pretty stacked together. So you always want to find this early. But this is another thing that right now we've got the plasma beam, and that's an obviously great find that you want in the seed, especially when you've got charge early. But there's nothing required here, which we just got an ice beam. Again, another thing that you want to find every seed. It's great for Meridia, it's great for the Metroid rooms, it's great for your Zeb skip. If there's nothing required here, that's more time that Glove is wasting. And again, King of the Hill, we don't know if he will find this or if he will need to do this at any point. Right now, though, again, with Glove is finding all of the items that you kind of want to find, right? You got high jump, you got ice, you got plasma. You don't know that you're going to get charged, but you are going to get charged, and that's a powerful beam combo. And yeah, if she can find a good path through this and get that Various sooner rather than later, she's still looking solid in this race. Back of Wreck shipped over here at Single Chamber, and King of the Hill is going for it. So you can't, with Space Jump, it's pretty trivial, especially going right to left, but this is it's not necessarily the most safe thing. If you have to get back, it's a little bit trickier because you have to break the surface of the water before you can use that Space Jump again, and without high jump boots, that's a little bit more tricky. And here we will likely see our first boss check. As we stated earlier, this is a boss randomizer seed, so where you would normally go in Wreck Ship and see Fantoon, it could be any of the other G4 bosses, and this is Beam City here in Green Brinstar. And yeah, if there's a transition to Norfair here for Glove very quickly, like this is gonna be so fast. And she's gonna start thinking about, you know, almost go moding very, very quickly, because, you know, all the Sulis Meridia items except for Grapple thus far, you know, Vari and Charge are over there. So this could be quite the ride. We got some calls for a Ridley in Fantoon's Lair. That would be one of the worst doable Ridley fights I think I've seen. But we're not getting a save over here for King of the Hill. Hopefully before too long he realizes that and turns back. Otherwise, we have, like I said, we can kill 3 out of 4 bosses. Only 2 of them are actually good, and surviving a Ridley fight on this health with this beam combo, I will be most impressed. And unfortunately, we are going to see a Dragon. There's no Crystal Flash ability with 5 power bombs. We don't have grapple. Gravity can't be behind here. And even if it is grapple, you're doing a slow fight followed by a slow exit if you even keep your health high enough. So this is I believe, I'm assuming King of the Hill did a save at Bubble Mountain before doing this, as we find the other side of this at Green Hills for Glove. Glove will be able to get out of Dragon with a double springball jump, which is non-tricky, but yeah. This is an inflection point. Obviously, Glove doesn't have the various suits, so it'll be a much more dangerous fight. She may choose to not do it at this current moment. I don't think that would be a bad play, but yeah, this is getting dicey for King of the Hill. The health is looking good so far. I mean, for a suitless, no high jump fight, King of the Hill is definitely doing a great job. Very much commend him on that, but this is going to take a lot of time, and it's likely not going to yield anything, as we know high jump boots won't be here, even if, well, yeah, if high jump boots could have been here for King of the Hill. Double springball gets you out, but that's, again, it's not easy. And Glove is going to decide to do this fight. Now, like I said, double springball jump gets you out. That tech is not easy, but Glove, like I said, an experienced runner will be able to get that hopefully pretty quickly, but surviving the fight and also, you know, doing it with some speed is not going to be the easiest thing. Ammo suitless fight, it's not necessarily what you draw up in your race when you're talking about how you're going to kill Dragon. And yeah, the goop much harder to avoid. These tail hits are going to do a lot, so hopefully the mash is on point. Great job, Glove. And yeah, dueling Dragon fights with different equipment on the health side as well as the movement side. And yeah, 120 on that hit, I believe, on Glove's side. Can't take too many of those with 399 max. I promise this is not me trying to curse Glove, but this is, we're down to 79. No ability to get hit right now, but doing a great job. You gotta, yeah. She put herself in a situation where if Dragon did not die right there, it was, you weren't rolling under. So yeah, I do not expect another try. Okay, with the knowledge of the whole seed that I have, I say that Glove could be thinking that this is a potential Varia play, but yeah, I think wisely decides against trying again. But yeah, you're not gonna find gravity behind Drillbound, but obviously you can find Varia. We know it's not there. Meanwhile, on the other side, as I said, King of the Hill is doing a good job, as good a job as you can, you know, possibly do, basically, with this item set. But even if survival is happening and we kill Dragon, there's a very, very small chance that we can escape the room, which is going to set him back, you know, not only in the map to where he was, I believe, at Bubble Mountain. I want to say there's a save there, but this has been 4 minutes probably of time that you're not going to get back. There's definitely a few schools of thought on this play on King of the Hill side. Obviously, when you're playing, you know, someone who you know is extremely talented and experienced with these randomizers, if you feel like you're the underdog, you can try to do things that will, you know, give you an advantage if your opponent is unlikely to do them. And this to me, it feels like it was very low percentage, which could be what you're aiming for. You know, I can't read minds, let alone 10 minutes in the past. So that's definitely something you could do. It's like I said, it's not the safest play. There's no guarantee you're surviving or getting out of this fight. But he's doing fantastic as far as getting damage in there, farming up when he needs to. So if nothing else, putting on a show for us here in the Speed Gaming 5 channel. I have not mentioned something which you will see in a very specific low ice category of letting Dragon take you to the top and killing her from up there. I just don't see that happening ever in a randomizer race, if I'm being frank. And you have to count your shots. You also have to hit a missile from up there or a charge shot, which is non-trivial, especially without plasma. So I felt as though I had to mention the insane thing that made this somewhat possible, but I don't think we're seeing that. Meanwhile, Glove is unfortunately coming to Norfair on the heated side and is going to do this Bubble Mountain stuff before finding the free Varia at Ice Beam. So this is going to be a slower clear of Norfair than we saw on King of the Hillside. And there is a dead Dragon. And doesn't even try to get an item to escape, which begs the question why we did the whole fight. Definitely have to ask about that one in the post-game interview if he decides to come in. But yeah, we didn't even do a Bubble Mountain save. This is pre-Varia. I was always guessing about that save being in Bubble Mountain, but yeah, we're a little bit far back, and we've impressed the viewers, but we have not made race progress, unfortunately. Natter is telling me that he was in fact going for that insane carry to the top of the room shot that I was talking about, which is again quite impressive and surprising to me. But again, if that was the case, you know, I would have been sitting here eating my words and giving a round of applause. Like I said, that shot is really difficult. You have to very much know exactly what health Dragon is at, and then because they have Charge Beam, very much could have you know, fired away and tried to snipe Dragon from up top, but very difficult to do. So we're now in the same area as I stated earlier. Unfortunately for Glove, this is the side where there's X-ray and bombs, and the other side has Charge and Varia. So Glove, I do know, has been a proponent of basically splitting this Norfair, Upper Norfair section into two parts and potentially doing them separately. That would be very costly here. I will say that the speedless speedway tech being available to her makes it potentially a bit more likely that we see that right to left movement from Bubble Mountain to Business Center. She went to a heater room. I thought we were setting up for a Crystal Flash, but as it turns out, she's turning around and going in here, doing some farming. And yeah, this is something that I just thought of and was a bit afraid of. This croc portal is it's nice info to have, and she's probably hoping that at some point she will just, you know, wander into the cool side from a different transition, which is how King of the Hill got here, as we know. And in the meanwhile, it wants to get this portal information on Chronic Boost and Croc Door. And that's gonna, you know, be a delay on Varia and Charge being found. So what do we have here? It's Moat. So we're back in Criteria. You can check this the other transition down here at where we'd normally go to Red Tower Elevator. And if you wanted, you could do the gauntlet check. I see that as less likely. Either follow this or maybe just go back into Norfair and see what Croc has for you. Top of Meridia, the western part. So there are... Yes, this is what I expected. Just go back to Norfair. With the space jump and the wave, you're not going to be taking long to get back to that energy refill, and then you can go to Croc Door. And I don't recall what this was on at Wave Beam here for King of the Hill. I do want to say Glove skipped this check, but I feel like, oh, this was Speed Booster, and yeah, I think I do remember King of the Hill did not check that pre-rec ship the first time. So we're in such an interesting spot, especially because Glove has left that item, and she's one of those people that has a school of thought that once you leave something, it's usually not the greatest idea to go back to it. So that's terrifying. This race has just gotten interesting, at every turn practically. We're in Red Tower here from the tube. Kraid entry goes to Kraid. And Gloves knows this isn't Dragon, but with this health, that's still not a Ridley kill, unfortunately. At least if you could, it would be rather difficult. I don't like this direction to go check this portal for King of the Hill when you don't have gravity, especially on 40 energy. But here we are. And yeah, this is gonna be that moat transition for King of the Hill that we know of. He's in a different spot, obviously, as we know. He did not end up checking the Kago door in Criteria, which was vanilla to Green Bryn. Going there for him would be pretty great, but the high jump being down at Croc is is limiting a lot of possibilities for King of the Hill, because you're not doing any Sueless Meridia without that. Question in chat from Colors. Gravity cannot be behind Dragon in our settings for the league. I believe there's a harder setting that we do not do. Ooh, a tough death from a crab. King of the Hill was running on low health for a while, and those do 60, so Varia takes it down to 30. But oh goodness, that's right back to that save. We've lost more time, unfortunately, and Fantoon is over here at Kraid's lair for Glove, as you've been watching. Just couldn't find that charge before this, so no microwave, but doing a good job on the Doppler. Varia also not behind Ridley. That's also not in our settings, even with the area randomization and stuff. So Fantoon is dead. That's our first boss kill that will stay dead on Glove's part. And we do know where Rex ship is. She's seen both transitions. She does not have that speed booster and is unlikely to get it anytime soon, frankly. But that's good progress in the seed. Where you're 27 minutes in, you definitely like to have, definitely some knowledge of bosses and one killed if you can. So I think right now, probably Glove is feeling, pretty decent about what's going on. There's a lot of the map that she doesn't have great knowledge of, unfortunately. But once the Varia and the charge show up right there in the free side of Norfair, where you could have ended up if you'd taken a completely different route through the seed, frankly. But that's probably gonna change her temperament, and we could see some different things going on once that knowledge is gained. Meanwhile, new transition here in Red Tower. Above Kraid is taking us to Main Street in West Meridia, which she is not going to choose to do anything with, but with the high jump and spring ball, could do some exploration. I definitely think it's a fine play to not, however. This, however, as we saw in King of the Hillside, this is where Croc Door went out. So this is pretty close to the cool side of Norfair, and with the high jump and the space jump, could have taken Croc Escape over there, but decides against it. She and I were just arguing in chat in the previous race about Spazer check and when you do it. I very much think that you come down here, I like doing it first because it's Spazer and it's your friend and it wants to help you. She was saying that you really don't need to. It's very unlikely to be extremely helpful in the immediate, and you can probably just get back around to it. She was right in both cases. So my propaganda machine is very much not showing its worth. But I will continue to preach the good word of check Spazer when you get to Red Tower. It's a good thing. And yeah, she's also got X-Ray as a possibility, so Again, a little bit unfortunate from our perspective that she's just not getting a very available area and charge, but otherwise she is doing a great job. She's progressing through the siege. She's found some good stuff, and her knowledge is great. Her movement is great with the high jump and the space jump. Unfortunately, just didn't check wave beam for speed booster, and she's looking for suits, and especially from Glove's perspective, I know she definitely only needs one of them. So which one you find kind of will guide you along the rest of the seed. Unfortunately, with you know, there was the death in Dragon, which we expected from King of the Hill, but an earlier save than I knew, and then that crab death. King of the Hill has been stuck in a bit of a loop. We have recollected all of these Northfire items for the third time, and then we're going to see what he decides to do. Again, he does not have the green Brinstar knowledge from either side, from Criteria or from Wreck Ship. He also doesn't know about Crockett at Meme Route, and that's the big one that's very painful, especially because high jump is there. And yeah, so Crademouth is Lower Norfair. And thank you in chat for finally allowing me to know this transition, which we've known for a while, from Mid Red Tower to Business Center above the elevator. So yeah, this is gonna be those two great items for Glove. And yeah, it's a potential go mode situation. It's also probably gonna be no speed booster for her, unfortunately, but she's also right by the lower Norfair entry. Obviously, most runners prefer to do it from the back, but when you have high jump and Varia and you're right here next to the front, and you know that you can kill the boss because, well, you can kill all the bosses now, and you've already seen Dragon, so it's not the worst one. I think that's a likely play, especially given, like I said, she's probably not going to feel great about her position in the seed, given, you know, how quickly these two very important items could have been acquired. We are on the other side seeing King of the Hill find this Kraid's lair that we saw Glove, you know, kill Fantune at just a little while ago. Point in chat about East Meridian and West Meridian connecting up. Have we seen Newbridge? Because I don't have that tracked. I thought Glove saw Green Hills go to Wreck Ship and did not go back to Green Brinstar, but I'm not 100% sure. In the meantime, I'm gonna do some cleaning up on my tracker end as far as the bosses. And yeah, no saves because of the what I'm assuming is knowledge that all bosses were killable. Again, King of the Hill is not in a situation to kill Ridley with any kind of comfort or speed. It would be very slow and very dangerous. No high jump already makes the fight uncomfortable. You only have 2010 ammo, and your charge beam is 60 damage. So we've already seen a very impressive Dragon kill, so I have no doubt that King of the Hill would be able to do that Ridley fight, but it's not what you want to do, unfortunately. It also, based off of my area tracker, I have 3 Musketeers, the back lower Norfair at the red elevator at the top of Red Tower. That's definitely that to me is something that Glove hasn't checked, I believe. And because of that, yeah, like I said, just going to this lower Norfair from the direction that you're currently at and that you know works. And 3 majors, I'm expecting a screw attack skip from based off what I know about Glove. Most people skip it because you come in from the back and you never even see it, but it's not the quickest check. It will be relatively fast in this scenario because of the movement that she has, as long as the green gate is fast. But yeah, no surprises there. It says I don't really need another item, frankly, so let me do the on the way stuff and not much else. This is either going to be Ridley or Kraid down here in Lower Norfair. Some good strategies here in worst room in the game, as we like to call it. We call it the worst room in the game because if you have an item set like this, you know, high jump and space jump, it's pretty nice. If you're there in a new route 80% scenario, it's a little bit less nice, but you can do some hitboxing with some iframes and power bombs. If you're in lower percent item places, not a lot of movement, it can be rather difficult and slow to traverse. So nothing Glove isn't prepared for, and yeah, quickly traversing Lower Norfair from the front to the back, and headed down towards a boss that is either Vanilla or Kraid. But regardless, it will be a comfortable fight with this full beam combo as well as a nice amount of supers if it's Ridley. See how we handle these metal pirates. I don't know if, yeah, I was gonna say, because Ice is not equipped on Glove side, as you can see her beam is green, you can't get the super quick strat, unfortunately. It was a nice attempt at basically the old route strat minus you don't have speed, so your movement is a little bit different, but we're coming up here in a pre-Ridley farm. Don't think we're gonna see any farming, yeah. Just super that Idor and go into your vanilla Ridley fight. Again, with full beam and supers, she has her pick of what she wants to do with this fight. Supers are faster DPS, but with only 28, she's gonna have to fire one charge shot if she doesn't miss any. Decides to potentially conserve some supers. That's definitely a route you could go. Fired a couple of charge shots. It also, the math works better because 900 for full beam times 2 is 1800. That's 3 exact supers. If you only fired one, you'd be at 1.5. So nicely done by Glove. A very quick and very skillfully done Ridley fight. She is going to check this item again. The on the way checks, you're not going to feel any guilt about. It's those multiple door transitions and green gate glitches that you're not necessarily trying to do. And I do believe that King of the Hill is probably headed to the same area, just from the back, going to the top of Red Tower, to that elevator. Unfortunately, this no high jump movement and these enemies are giving him a little bit of trouble, but I have faith that we'll be up here. There we go. Question now for Glove is where to from here. So she's gonna come out the back because she doesn't know where it is, and she's gonna be in the top of Red Tower. And then the other transition up at the top of Red Tower is well, she knows that one. That's G4. She came in there before seeing Grim Brinstar. After that, the decisions get interesting because New Bridge is unchecked. It's either West Meridia, East Meridia, or Torian. That's definitely something. Honestly, you don't actually want to New Bridge is west. I thought Green Hills was West Ocean, but I could be wrong about that. Green Hill is Turian. That's what I have wrong. Thank you so much. So, yeah. I guess we were right about that, the West Meridia and East Meridia transitions. Doesn't look like Glove wanted what we saw at the Fire Fleece, so we're getting out of here. Pseudo Screw, nicely done. Finally, some more supers for King of the Hill. That's definitely going to be helpful. Again, because, you know, I said that Green Brinstar may not be required for the seed, and thus far, it's not. We know that if we find gravity suits somewhere that isn't in Meridia, or East Meridia specifically, that that ice beam is required because we've got speed booster. But all those beams, when you have charge, would have been very nice, especially coming up on this Ridley fight. That again, we might be seeing a very difficult and very skillful fight, and Spazer is going to help with that. As far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure that doubles your damage. So 15 supers is half of the fight. So you would be down to 75 charge shots plus whatever you have in missiles and power bombs when you get in there. So let's see, 9,000. Take away 200. So we're at 20. Take away 2,000. So we're at 7,000. 5 double hit power bombs would be another 2,000. So 5,000 potentially worth of charge shots. Don't make me do more math. I've already done enough. The only other option I can think of, Baja, is well, yeah, wreck ship, and then Batu E-Tank is in logic, presuming the front of East Meridia is also available, which I believe it has to be. And yeah, Waterway, which Glove is not going to find. Because Speed Booster is just out of her, it's out of sight, not of mind over there at Wave. But yeah, as I stated, with this item set, Glove is more than capable of completing the seed. Grapple would be nice, especially for those East Meridia areas, but not necessary. And we've got a map station to the backside of East Meridia, which is unfortunate from her situation. From my perspective, that means there's another vanilla transition from Aqueduct. Funnily enough, those were two very good vanilla transitions. The other one was in Green Burn Star at the top. I do believe that let's see, we're gonna have to snail climb, which is not the fastest, but Spring Ball makes it faster than it could be if you don't know the super duper fast speedrun strats. This is going to be Kraid in Meridia, if that's what you're asking. On King of the Hill side, it's Ridley. And yeah, we're about to see how much ammo that King of the Hill can nail, whether or not we see the special beam attack for Spazer. I do not think that is necessarily going to happen, but yeah, this is going to be a long one. 42-10 for the start, about. We're going to see how well this is handled. And again, no high jump and no screw attack, just Varia, 2 E-Tanks, and I think just 1 reserve. This is not easy. I don't believe we got to save. But like I said, with how skillfully done that Dragon fight was, I am expecting that King of the Hill is capable of this. Whether or not it is successful, time will tell. But turning off Speed Booster, I do like that. Very, very uncomfortable movement. If you haven't, been grinding low speed for, the past week or two, I don't think you really want to be doing that. I do believe we're going with the strategy of using our super missiles, especially probably once we get Ridley's color change into that second half phase. It's definitely going to speed up what is more likely the harder part of the fight, and some great manipulation here on this pogoing. Again, as I said with the Dragon fight, I'm impressed by what King of the Hill is showing us here today. It's unfortunate that the impressive things that he's showing are just slow, which isn't what you want in the race. So here we're going to see the snail climb. As I said, Spring Ball makes this pretty much free. Yeah, the snail doesn't damage you. It also doesn't stop. This is very nice and comfy. Past this, we're going to see the classic ice clip through the box room. And then there's going to be a bit more challenge and less exactly gravity or grapple is there at box room E-Tank with the pre-Coliseum room. If that room has its own name, I am unaware of it. But Yeah, that one's gonna require some good freezing strats, which Plasma Beam can unfortunately hurt you in. Quick Batsoon here with the full beam microwave. Ooh, missed that shot unfortunately. But we're gonna get right back. And yeah, chat is pointing out what I'm saying. I've seen this kind of pogo manipulation in RBO when you have high jump and screw. That was what I'm aware of. This one, it's definitely a setup that he's aware of. This is not something you just, on the fly or, freestyling. But yeah, very impressive. E-Tank at Batsoon. This is vanilla, so we are gonna get a full no gravity East Meridia. So again, Glove nothing if not a show woman putting on a show for all of us. We appreciate that, and yeah, absolutely expertly done for King of the Hill. Ridley was dead and he barely even got into trouble, you could argue. Like 193 and he came in basically full. Well done. Round of applause, definitely deserved. And yeah, as long as Plasma doesn't do any dirty deeds to Glove, we are gonna see an ice climb. Ooh! Very astutely noticed that she could get over to that ledge where the door is and then break the water with space jump, break the water and then space jump up. Both of our runners again showing us some great skill. Glad we all got to see this one live. Anyone in VOD land, you've been treated to a great show thus far, and it's going to continue. We are going to see a very quick crate fight here over on Glove side. Meanwhile, King of the Hill is going to be escaping Lauren Orfair, which, again, not the best item set to do it, and not a lot of health and only Varia, but we are at this point, we've seen enough skill. This is probably not going to be a problem. But I'm hoping for a save just in case. Especially with I'm not sure how in mind that reverse acid dive is for the screw attack check on King of the Hillside, but that's also a possibility. And considering we're conserving a lot of health right here on these Disgigas, I'm thinking that that reverse acid dive may be on his mind. Yeah, nicely done on the crate fight. Not even bothering to check the vanilla Varia suit location. It wasn't going to be the gravity suit, and at this point, barely anything else helps her. And we know it's not speed booster, so that would have probably been the best possible find down there behind crate. Here, the rando special. These spring ball jumps here in Suitless Meridia. Given that it was crate here, the X-ray climb was not an option because of the reverse door transitions and no speed booster to charge a shine spark. So that was how we were getting out of here, and no problem for Glove. Nice, semi-womple jump. Obviously, without the gravity suit, you're not getting the full thing, and without speed, you're not getting the full thing. So the only obstacle left between Glove and Torian is a Dragon fight in the wreck ship, where she will have to do a double spring ball jump, unless she happens to check right super and it's exactly gravity or grapple. But honestly, I wouldn't even expect her to check it. She probably wants to do that. But we are going to go to the aqueduct portal instead of going all the way back around to the backside, which is definitely the faster option. So I like this. It's going to put us, as I said, if my tracking is correct, it's going to be a vanilla door. So we're going to have to get out of Suitless Meridia, but that shouldn't be a problem either. Just fall down to Main Street and take that where you go into Red Tower. And after that, the good routing from here is that Wreck Ship and Torian are both in Green Brinstar, so we're gonna be fine. We did not see that reverse acid dive from King of the Hill, so we are going out the front. Ooh, that's one hit, and yeah, that is why this is a dangerous area. But we did see a save post Ridley, which I like. Killing those key hunters would be another option. It is very slow, and you don't want to do it, but it will get you where you want to go. And with those hits, I would think about just dying right now, but King of the Hill says no. I'm good enough to dodge these fools. So here we are in West Meridia. Is Glove gonna double spring ball to the top? Is that what I'm about to see? We have seen in our summer tournament, one runner decided to spring ball Everest. Probably one of the few times anyone's ever seen that in a race. So you can get anywhere up here, but it is very difficult. Double spring ball jumps, not easy. And because this is some good practice because this is how you're getting out of Dragon. So I don't hate it. I don't mind it at all. If I look at where these places take her, the top goes out to Criteria, so that's why she wants to go there. Otherwise, you're going to Red Tower, and then you're gonna have to take Red Tower to Criteria anyway. So that's why she wants to go up here. Definitely the faster route if you can nail this double spring ball jump. And we got pause abuse on King of the Hill side. That was if you've never seen that before, basically, if you pause when you have zero energy, the game can't kill you until you unpause with zero energy. So keep those reserves with some energy, and yeah, you can just refill one at a time, take a hit, refill one. I'm going to have to apologize to King of the Hill after this for not being familiar with their game, because this has been, the unfortunate, layout of things aside, this has been so well played. Like, he's been amazing. Done some very difficult boss fights, very difficult room strats, moving through this whole thing with no high jump. I am impressed. So yeah, Glove does look like she eventually decided to just fall down Main Street. And yeah, we're gonna take this up. We're gonna find Criteria, and then we're gonna find Green Brinstar from there. There was the option of going into Norfair and taking that to the back wreck ship, but I don't think that's faster even if it's closer. Meanwhile, King of the Hill is I stated this very, very long ago for anyone that was joining us then. This Green Brinstar transition that was vanilla that we found forever ago, that has all of our beams. The King of the Hill, yeah, that ice beam will allow him to do the same go mode type situation that Glove has been showing us for the past several minutes. So yeah, and yeah, with all the things that we've seen, there's no doubt in my mind that King of the Hill's capable of doing all these same things with some speed and some skill. It will unfortunately just be a little bit too late, as if this fanfare gets off the screen quickly enough, we may be in the same room for about a frame. Door transitions in and out, unfortunately. Oh yeah, high jump boots, gosh darn it. Yeah, high jump at Croc was always the kicker. And yeah, that 5-minute Croc play with 5-5 ammo to get high jump at grapple, that's been the whole race for Glove. But there's there's the possibility that Gravity Suit's been here at Waterway the whole time, and maybe we'll find that. We're definitely gonna see the check if nothing else, because it's gonna be just a little bit for Glove to both get into wreck ship and do this ammo kill followed by a double springball jump. Very comfy, very nice space jumping across the ocean. Okay, I just learned of another door and area randomizer that is not green anymore. I didn't make that up, right? Like, that was the first time Glove has ever been this way on this save? Or did she? No, she already opened that door, I think. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what's going on and what isn't. But I think that door's still green. The ramblings of my mind are of none of your concern. What is of your concern is this Dragon fight, as I said. Not only with the greatest ammo, but you're in wreck ship, so there's no good place to farm. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, you went in there and you saved, so of course the door's blue already. Oh yeah, no need for ammo when you've got microwave. My brain has left the building for this portion of the commentary. Unfortunately, I'll try to go find it before we finish up. And yeah, we are gonna get to see pending some health on King of the Hillside. This waterway check. I believe 96 probably is enough, but just barely. And you definitely want to yeah, it was an E-tank, so we're fine. I do not believe. Oh my god, the first try. Double springball jump. I was just going to say I don't believe she's still heading upward, but Glove proves you wrong. Gets a fantastic first try double springball jump out of Tragon. And she is off to the races to Torian. And what will be, probably close to a 105. Which, given this seed and we never found gravity, that's nice. Well, it is more than likely at this point that gravity's in the right ship. The only other place we haven't seen is non-material, I believe, and King of the Hill's not doing that without high jump. Oh yeah, screw attack as well. That would be the position that we probably just don't see it until the credits roll. Oh my! It looks like my 105 prediction was correct. Pats myself on the back. Yeah, we did get a same room here in Green Brainstar eventually with this Green Hill Zone high five. Good job, runners. And yeah, we're venturing into Turian. No gravity, no problem. And yeah, King of the Hill's gonna come in here. Still can't do a Dragon escape, unfortunately, but 4 items here that he can check in the wreck ship. And hopefully Glove won't spoil whether or not gravity's in here for us in the chat. Metroid 1, probably the most uncomfortable room without gravity because your normal strat runs through the acid. After that, pretty standard strats, just no speed. First check here in wreck ship. Right super, I alluded to this at the beginning, but this is the minor item that has been switched with a major item. It's a little bit more balanced for wreck ship and Norfair. Frankly, it balances them both out. Without this major and wreck ship, you'd have only 3 and one of them is speed locked, and Norfair would go from as there's gravity suit right there for us all along. You'd have 3 on the left. You'd have 3 on the left, 3 on the right, and in vanilla map you'd also have Croc, and High Jump and High Jump E-Tank are literally right next to each other. So that's the balance change and why this minor in the vanilla game is a major. But yeah, it does look like Glove is setting up for a baby skip. I was gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, that's a new Stachio skip setup, but unfortunately with no speed. Much trickier. Glove gave it a valiant effort. But we are grabbed by the baby, and yeah, that very early gravity suit gives us a free Dragon fight here for King of the Hill, and that was go mode on that side. So what do we want to see? King of the Hill has the speed kill available to him. And some full beam combo shots. No X-ray, unfortunately, so no microwave. But a couple of options, both of them better than his 1 tank suitless Dragon kill that we saw earlier in the seed. But yeah, it looks like just some full beam shots. I can't quite tell if Ice Beam is equipped because of the little shuffle we've done on the beam color, but it looks great. I like it. Here's a dead Dragon. How are we even gonna check this item? We're sticking around for the drops at the very least, or we're just having fun space jumping. You know, time will tell. Thank you in chat for notifying me that you can tell Ice Beam is equipped by the sparkles on the trail on the beam. I will keep that in mind. But I'll forget it in 5 minutes. Who knows? So what King of the Hill has to do now is traverse East Meridia, kill Kraid at the back, and then find his way over to Turian. As we can see, Glove has done a great job. Motherbird 2 is down. Health is below 400, so this Rainbow Beam is gonna come. And we're gonna get our standard in-game sequence. We'll stand up with only 6 tanks, so we're feeling good. Bit unfortunate on the King of the Hillside, just the way the map is laid out. This wreck ship play, it's pretty far away from where you want to be in West Meridia to get to East Meridia. So long back and forth here at the end of the seed. After there was already some challenges between the Dragon kill that was long in reset, and then a couple of deaths, having to redo Norfair twice, so 3 times total through all of Norfair. Quite a bit of a setback, and yeah, and never picking up those high jump boots because he never found Croc. He's never gonna see Croc. Samus is acquiring the Hyper Beam, and we will be into Mother Brain 3 phase. Well, inching forward towards that good pixel, we're gonna get you gotta do 4 shots per jump. You do it pretty much in this exact way. Glow doing a great job showing us these strats you know from your vanilla speedrun background, if you have that, or if you just watch people and you've learned. It also looks like my 105 was off, and this is much faster. I probably threw the G4 cutscene into my timing, and yeah. About a minute typically for escape with speed booster, so without we're looking at a little bit longer. So right around a low 103. There's no good pixels to be found here. Oh. I could have not read that aloud and you know, let everyone imagine. So yeah, there's the route that you take if you don't have speed booster. And then no screw attacks and no iframes from the Shine Spark. So yeah, go to the right side, shoot these enemies. And we're coming down. Nice little moonfall there for King of the Hill. Unfortunately, no screw attack to make you the moonfall even further. And yeah, now we're headed into West Meridia. Or into Lower Norfolk. Yeah, didn't think that was the right way to be going, but at this point, I've forgotten a lot of the map as well. Nice left side wall climb. That's typically where you see that, you know, you don't have speed, you can't spark up, and going to the right is slower than staying on the left. So here we are at the ship. Our winner of this race, representing I Only Know How to Superjump, is Glove with a final time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 23 seconds. Great job, Glove. Surely thereafter, King of the Hill is going to go about a minute longer, and then we are going to have a forfeit on his side. Again, we saw some absolutely amazing display of skill from both of these runners. Glove obviously completing the seed without the gravity suit, and King of the Hill just doing some absolutely insane boss fights. And with that, I am joined by the winner of our race today, glove. As soon as she unmutes her mic, we can get to talking about this wild seed that we've experienced.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm
It was an interesting seed. I was disappointed with how I routed it, but also I kind of thought this was probably a good seed to get against King, because decent chance King doesn't find high jump boots and then falls into that trap of trying to do some ridiculous stuff without them.
Yeah, that is unfortunately what happened, as we are also joined by King of the Hill. That King did not check either the super missile behind Morph or that transition, so he never even
Mm-hmm.
saw Croc. And yeah, those high jump boots, so vital. I mean, not even, suitless obviously wasn't required, but it was a thing that gave you an advantage. It's just so much better for the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been pretty rough to avoid suitless completely, I feel like. Because where was Fantoon? Was that in Lower Norfair?
Fantoon was at Kraid.
Was that correct? So
The big problem
yeah,
is where Red
I
Ship
mean, like,
is.
yeah, there's a decent chance. I it's rough because you're like really not trying to route back in that wreck ship until you're going to Turian, and also I just hate doing wreck ship in these settings. But I can see a world in which you get the gravity and then you're potentially looking pretty nice. I thought I kind of routed this like as poorly as, or like the way I routed it didn't pay off, I guess, especially with that Varia pickup. That was really rough.
Yeah, we were noting that, especially because so I want to say King of the Hill, when he saw the red tower transition at G4, just didn't go back to look left at Green Hill, so he was into
Mm-hmm.
North Fair and found Varian Charge very, very early. But again, because all
Sure.
those beams were over there in Green Brent Star, he had some damage. Plus,
Yeah, I mean, it was so rough too because like Bubble didn't even have any E tanks, which was kind of funny. Um, but yeah, it's such a funky situation because like I mean I didn't even check elevator in that red tower because it's like the only thing I could possibly see that doesn't bring me back to red tower is Green Bryn, and so that's what was there. Vanilla portal and kind of a funky Green Bryn having Turian and then a wrecked ship portal. I think it was pretty bad idea to scout it, given that it's right next to Turian, but it's probably fine. Like I'm protecting against certain plays. I was pretty disappointed that I had such a bad showing for the Dragon kill, and then once you've died there, like because it's right next to Turian and it's guarding two items, you don't really care that much. You just want to route it in at the end. Like I'm willing to take the extra bot to one fight rather than trying to do that fight a second time just to have it down. But
yeah,
it was rough.
yeah, I want to say, other than the unfortunate no for routing with finding the heated side first, not even getting the one good item on that side, which was speed, and then free very in charge on the other side. Yeah, wave was speed.
Of course it was. God forbid. Yeah, I mean, well, I was really worried that it was Varia, right? Like that's obviously the number one concern is it's Varia or gravity, because then I just lose. Charge is still pretty bad, so it's like it felt really bad to leave behind, but it would take so much longer to get. So I was fine leaving it behind and saying if that's a suit or charge, or if it's a suit I definitely lose. If it's charge, I maybe lose. But yeah, it was kind of funny having Vario right next to LN too. That was like it's a shame that like if I had the portal knowledge at the very beginning of the game, gone up Red Bryn elevator, I could have done LN from the back, but I don't really care. I was actually kind of hoping that would route into East Meridia, but both East Meridia portals were at West Meridia, which is pretty yucky, and I got the worst one.
Yeah,
So,
the map wasn't being your friend. I do want to Yeah, congrats again, GG. Well,
Thank you.
you played, well, the routing didn't exactly work out, but King of the Hill on the other hand showed me several things that honestly I'm not sure if I've seen in any randomizer race. So first I want to ask about that Dragon kill of what was it, like 15 minutes that you ended up resetting out of?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Overall, I think my routing was actually pretty good, but I think I lost a total of like 25 or so minutes. So like, I think like if I didn't die to Dragon, like it could have been more competitive, or if I just didn't go that way at first, I think I could have been closer, like quite a bit closer to Glove. But anyway, I was just hoping for anything other than Dragon, because I didn't think you could save at the wrecked ship because Bantoon wasn't dead yet.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
then it ended up being Dragon, and then I was just thinking, you know what, no, I don't want to throw this away. I'm gonna go for it. And then I did a lot better than I expected. But it was gonna be rough because I would have to be carried up, and I would have to do that without a reserve tank, which I normally use in low percents and stuff like that. So I can pause abuse. But I didn't have that option. But didn't even matter. I didn't even make it that far. But,
Yeah, and I didn't check the credits to see if there was a potential for grapple also saving you. It wouldn't surprise me at this point if you knew the high jumpless grapple tech, but didn't even check that item. So yeah, that was unfortunate, and then another death set you back again. But other than that, I mean, yeah, you did charge Spazer half of Ridley fight. That was impressive. You did some great reserve abuse in Three Musketeers. Like I was in awe for a lot of the skill you were showing in this run. Unfortunately, like you said, things just didn't kind of work out.
well, thank you. I mean, okay, at least it was. I mean, if I didn't win, I mean, hopefully it was interesting to watch. So,
Yeah, King's pretty good at upstaging people with some ridiculous tech.
oh no, I love to flex, and it's I don't know, to a fault. I loved flexing, and it's to a fault.
That might be true, but it looks sick. So
Yeah, but I think I routed it pretty. Like I thought my routing was pretty good though, but I just like threw things away with like the Dragon fight. I mean, I shouldn't have gone up there, but I think routing otherwise, like it was fine. It would have gotten the job done if I didn't lose all that time.
Okay, so with the knowledge I've just gained, I've noticed King of the Hill on your side. The Odd Trio is playing Southern Route next week. You and Beefy, you can just have a flex off. Is that what's going to happen? Can I make that happen right now?
Southern Route is Kip's team.
Oh
Beefy's
yeah,
on my
what am I
team.
saying? Beefy's on your team. Gosh darn it, we could have had
No.
a nice little.
No, I'm not even
fun
gonna.
show off.
No, it's gonna be Zos. I'm not even gonna have time to flex. I'll just be getting bombs by the time he wins.
All right, I think you should do a super jump in our honor, though.
I can't super jump. That's like one of the things I don't know how to do.
You know how to X mode, right?
I know how to X mode. Well, I
It's
mean,
basically
I
the
think
same
I know how
thing.
to. I mean, I think I know how, but like
Mhm.
I don't really. I don't know. It's not something I've done in runs before, so I haven't
Fair.
really like tried to.
Yeah,
To
there's
learn
not
it.
much reason to. But yeah, GG on the race, and
Yeah.
good luck in your future weeks.
GG. Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thank you both obviously for coming in here. I'm going to put my chat back on the screen. Hopefully we can get a good bot and give these runners a follow. As I've said multiple times throughout the race, put on an excellent show. Once again, thank you to Baja Blood for coming in chat and rescuing me on the tracking. That was very much appreciated. And yeah, stick around. Some more races later today. Week 3 is finishing up today and tomorrow. Next week we'll have a co-op setting, so that'll be a bit of a different showing, and hopefully some more fun then. And hopefully we're enjoying all of the Super Metroid Randomizer League on the Speed Gaming channels. And we will see you next mission. Thank you.